again, it's Michelle Hirsch from Northern California, or Vacaville, California. I've been here for many years, at least a few. I'm here now to help you make great recipes in your kitchen. And cream cheese, and you can do this with any recipe, literally almost any recipe, with the help of Paula Deen and Philadelphia cream cheese, and of course the true women of Philadelphia. I can't get enough of this. I'm making videos, and it's given me so much more inspiration than I had before. Be creative. Ladies, you can do it. It's really easy. I'm going to present to you an easy potato asparagus side dish using, of course, cream cheese. It's always best to use cream cheese, and then the cream cheese you use, as far as flavored or plain, it's up to you. But I chose the plain, 1/3 less fat. I'm trying to make my family a little healthier. You know, they won't know it's less fat. They can't tell the difference, but I know. So I know in my heart I'm doing the right thing. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I had a few technical difficulties, had to take care of that. But in the process of those technical difficulties, you missed a few of my steps in making this recipe, so let me walk you through it very quickly. I was just last talking about the potatoes, the O'Brien potatoes, and you can use the frozen bag style if you want to cut them up yourself. They're going to take a little longer. But the frozen bag style, you want to make sure they're thawed out, and if you place them in a microwave-proof glass dish, put them in the microwave for about 5 minutes until they are completely thawed out and actually warm. If you want to make them a little hot, but just don't cook them in there. Anyways, take them out of the microwave, and then to this you want to add about 4 to 5 strips. I cut up bacon, give that little extra color, wonderful flavor. On top of that, I had chopped up asparagus, fresh asparagus. Don't use the can, don't use frozen, use fresh. And if you can use another fresh vegetable, if you don't have asparagus, broccoli is fine, or carrots, but it's the asparagus that gives it a really great flavor. So chop up some asparagus, bite sizes, about 5 or 6 little lengths, don't need a lot. Sprinkle that on top of the hash browns. Take shredded sharp cheddar cheese and jack cheese, also shredded. Add about 3 cups of that mixture on top of all that. Let it, just push it to the side, and then in a blender, which I have right here, you're going to add 1 full container of sour cream. And it can be reduced sour cream or regular, it really doesn't matter. And then to this you're going to add about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, and of course the key ingredient, Philadelphia cream cheese. And I've used 1/3 reduced fat, and this has been softened, brought to room temperature, and 8 ounces. Put that in the blender, and along with that you're going to add 1 tablespoon of your favorite hot sauce. If you want add a little bit more for pizzazz, that's fine. To that I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of milk. To that I'm going to 2-3 dashes of garlic powder, 2-3 dashes of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and black pepper. Now you can also add other spices if you like to. You're also going to add about 1 tablespoon of fresh basil. Now if you don't have fresh, that's fine. You can use dried, that's okay. Put it on high. Watch it, it should blend completely together. Now if it tends to not want to blend, add a little bit more milk. Put the lid back on, put it back on high, but chuck it. And at this point you can taste it, make sure it doesn't, if it's too bland, not enough salt, you can add a little bit more. But again, don't over salt it, because your cheeses have a little salt. The mayonnaise has a little salt, and you don't want to add too much, otherwise no one's going to eat it if it's too salty. It will ruin the dish. Now once this is blended, pour about 3/4 of this mixture on top of the hash browns, mix it up, see if it's creamy enough. If you want to add a little bit more, you can. But once you've mixed it, don't have to completely mix it all together in the dish that you use. It doesn't have to be perfect, because as it melts, it's going to come down and soak and saturate around all those little niblets of hash browns and asparagus. And then before you put it in the oven, you're going to sprinkle a little bit of paprika just for color. You're going to pop that in a preheated oven at 375. Cook it for about 30 to 35 minutes. Watch it towards the last 5-10 minutes of the cooking process. Make sure it's not over browning. If it tends to be cooking too quickly, add a little sheet of foil on top. It will slow the cooking or the browning process. But at the last few minutes of the cooking process, sprinkle on a little bit more cheese, and then voila, you have your wonderful side dish to present to your guests and your family. It's a tasty option other than the boring baked potato. But you can choose however you want to make it. You can change the seasonings, change the vegetables, and make it how you like it. Thank you again for letting me come into your kitchen and show you how I make my dishes. Michelle Hirsch signing off until I see you again. Thank you, everybody. Philadelphia cream cheese, Paula Deen,